What's up, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKyP here, back with Madden 18 and my connected franchise mode. It has been a bit. I've been trying to get this thing going and stuff has just continued to come up. I've also been focused on my Twitch franchise, which is the Buffalo Bills, but it is time to start up the New York Jets franchise mode here on Madden 18. Start a new franchise. We're going to use the active rosters. One reason it took me a while to get this franchise going, one, working on a slider set, which I will have in the next video. It's still not perfect, but it's somewhere to start off anyway. And the other thing is waiting for the active rosters and all of that to take place. So, here we go, the New York Jets, and this is going to be a challenge, as this is probably the absolute worst team I have ever started a franchise with. Previously, I had taken over teams that were young and maybe kind of had a direction. I don't know what the Jets are trying to do right now. I have not the slightest idea. It's going to be really interesting to see how this team can work together and how we can improve them as we move forward. We will start in the preseason. The reason is I like to find those steals that maybe we could pick up in free agency. I like to see some of our young guys play. I've always said it doesn't matter what the overall rating is. I care about how they perform. And we've seen some steals throughout the years of my franchises just based on preseason. They earned a starting spot in the regular season and ended up doing very well in that role. We are going to do owner mode. And as always, we are picking a guy from our last franchise. The Buffalo Bills are owned by Chantrell Wilkerson. I think the New York Jets are going to be owned by Mr. Hudson Bonani himself, the 49ers quarterback. So here we go. Hudson Bonani. We'll get this thing going. I'm excited for a new year of Madden, and I will say I have been enjoying it, playing it on Twitch a lot. Still things I got to work with on the sliders for sure, but I am enjoying the way this is playing out more so than I have been the last 2 years, I would say. One thing I'm doing differently this year is we are doing all-pro difficulty. Since I've been doing franchises on YouTube, I believe I have always done all Madden difficulty. And I almost feel like when you play on all Madden, you're losing a lot of realism in it. I feel like sometimes they just try to make things too difficult. Over the last few years, it's been near impossible to get my star defensive players to play any kind of defense, especially in the secondary. That was really frustrating for me. The other thing is watching 72 overall backup quarterbacks throw for 85% completion and 450 yards on a 99 overall defense. And it just seemed like ratings did not mean anything on all Madden. Your team was going to suck. Their team was going to be good. And you could learn how to adjust to that if you were better at the game. But it just didn't play out to what the ratings of the players should be. And I want to get back to that actually mattering. So we are going to go ahead and do all pro this year. I will adjust the sliders to make it more difficult though, and hopefully with this we'll get a more realistic game with the players' ratings. Only time will tell. We will be doing simulation for this franchise. CPU only, salary cap on, relocation normal, injury is going to be on, obviously. Pre-existing injuries, I never know what to do with this. Part of me wants to turn it off because whatever happens in real life is not my franchise. But on the other side, you know, if the injuries have already happened, we're going to have to deal with this. So I'm going to keep it on. Practice squad stealing on. Progress players every 4 weeks. Quarter length. It is going to be 15-minute quarters, but as we do the preseason, it will be 8-minute quarters. So we can get through that a little bit quicker. Everything else is going to be manual. Tutorial pop-ups, we don't need that. Off, off. We are doing everything with this team, starting from scratch with this New York Jets roster. And hopefully we can make it a Super Bowl contender. I think everything else is good to go. We are set to kick things off with the New York Jets. Here we go. Now, we'll take a look at our roster early on and see what we really have to do. as far as building this team goes, again, you know, player overall means nothing to me. Everybody's going to get an opportunity in the preseason to show me what they have, but as we take a look at their roster, you'll just notice this is a team with no direction right now. We're taking over with very little to work with. Josh McCown currently the starting quarterback. We have Bryce Petty as the backup. Christian Hackenberg down there entering his second year. At running back, Matt Forte, you know, a good running back, but he's a bit older now, and we expect him to fall off at some point. Bilal Powell, a little bit younger, obviously has shown some promise within the league. So we have an okay running back duo, at least to work with our first season as the Jets there. And then McGuire, third string running back. Fullback, no fullback on the roster. Austin Seferian-Jenkins listed there right now. Wide receiver, Jermaine Kearse. Interesting pickup for the Jets. They also just brought in Jeremy Curley, a pretty reliable guy who I actually like a lot. But obviously not a world-beating duo here. Robbie Anderson going to be listed at number 3. Definitely a young guy that we could work with. Good size, good speed, a good combination there. Definitely looking to utilizing Anderson there. Ardarius Stewart, the rookie out of Alabama, another intriguing prospect. Maybe not like an A-plus prospect, but a guy that could definitely develop over time. Looking forward to that. Marshall and Hanson rounding out the crew there. So, wide receiver, it could be worse. We got a good mix of veterans and young players. Don't have that legit #1 guy yet, but I'm sure in time we'll find him. At tight end, Will Tye and Austin Seferian-Jenkins, both very good speed, and that's what I love to see at tight end. Definitely plan on utilizing them a lot early on. Beecham is going to be the left tackle. At left guard, Carpenter. Over at center, Wesley Johnson. Right guard, Brian Winters. And right tackle, Brandon Shell. So not a good offensive line at all. Definitely going to need to improve it. We do have a few guys that are okay starters, but then we have some that are just not quality starters at all. Leonard Williams at left end. One guy that we can be very excited about on this defense. Also, the Jets recently signed Coney Ely, so that's good depth there as well. Also, pretty young player. Muhammad Wilkerson going to be at right end. Another guy that we can kind of work with. Starting to get a tad bit up there in age, but he's still got some time left. Plenty of time, really. And we have a solid defensive line there. At defensive tackle, Steve McClendon. And then we have Pennell as well. Left outside linebacker, Jordan Jenkins. Not the fastest linebacker. I really like to have a lot of speed there. We see a lot of speed with Robinson, but everything else he is not very good at. So Jordan Jenkins is there for now, but I will explore other options as I can. Middle linebacker, DeMario Davis and Bruce Carter. And then right outside linebacker, Josh Martin. Not a good linebacking core here. We do have Lee available, and I might try to use him more. Honestly, we'll look at our options later, I guess. But we'll see what happens during the preseason. Not a very good linebacking core here, though. Definitely some things we're going to have to improve on. At quarterback, Morris Claiborne and Buster Skrine with Marcus Williams. So, not the best cornerback group here. But there is promise at safety. Marcus May, a rookie out of Florida. Only 74 overall, but he's young. We can work with him. Decent size there. Okay speed as well. Got to work on his zone coverage some, but a player that we could definitely work with. And then the prized player, of course, Jamal Adams. 82 overall, 91 speed, 82 zone coverage, 6'1". Definitely excited about utilizing Jamal Adams as we progress throughout this franchise. We think we have a star in him. Only time will tell. Catanzaro going to be the kicker. At punter, Lack Edwards. Not a great special team duo there. Kick return got Jeremy Curley. I think what we might do here just out of the gate, get more speed in the return game. Curley's a reliable returner, but I see a lot more speed with Raymond there. Probably just makes more sense to go with him, and then we'll do Stewart the backup there. Overall, like I said earlier, this is probably going to be the toughest rebuild project that I have had yet. really not a direction that this team has been going in. So for what I would like to do with this team, as I like to do with all my franchises, I'd really like to build up a dominant defense. Madden has made this very difficult in the past. Regardless of how good my defense was, they just didn't play very good. And that's, again, the reason why I decided to go with All-Pro this year. I want ratings to mean something, which means we should struggle with this Jets franchise early on. If you would like to watch a team go 16-0 every year, probably not going to be the franchise for you. I expect we'll have a top 5 draft pick with this roster. I'm going to have to adjust the sliders to make sure that happens. And again, I got a slider set that I'm enjoying right now. It's not perfect, but it's somewhere to start at least. And I will keep you guys updated as we do change it. I will have the slider video coming out next. It is going to be an interesting franchise though, guys. And I do plan on keeping this one going. Again, it's not going to be my main franchise on YouTube anymore. My main franchise is now on Twitch. We're already in year 2 with the Bills, but this is still a franchise that I plan on getting at least a game or 2 out a week. And I'm going to continue that through, and hopefully, we can turn this team around, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. I know I haven't been on YouTube as much lately, but I know when I upload videos, a lot of you guys are still there commenting and stuff, and that does mean a lot. Thank you for the support throughout it. I'm looking forward to this franchise. I hope I can make it a really good one for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Later.